it live. All right, we're live. We're live.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. We're done it live. All right. So, welcome once again to the Anti-SJW Circle Jerk. I mean, it's a working title. I just thought it fit well.
Works for me.
So glad you like it. It appears Craig had a problem with the link. But Craig will be trying to join soon. He just sent me a message. Not showing the Hangout yet, though. Oh, okay, because I gave him the wrong link. That's probably why. But anyways, we have several different topics we had in the works to discuss today. And I'm not an expert on a lot of them, which is good, because I talked way too much last time. And I'd like to do a little bit more hearing from the rest of our people, especially Glebs. Glebs, you're a talented fella. You always post a lot of cool shit. So, so that's to Craig. All right. Anyways, why don't we get started? The big topic for the beginning was what, Faitheists, I think. And Glebs, why don't you tell us a bit about what that is? I'm completely happy.
Okay. Well, it's a neologism I've concocted to describe the kind of atheist that's sadly prevalent among the atheist community nowadays. They are skeptical when it comes to religions, but show their skepticism away when it comes to their ideologies or the doctrines they subscribe to. So they might one day fight religious dogma and expose creationists, and the very next day they will use the same arguments to support their ideology. And they just don't seem to understand that that's exactly what the kind of shit they are fighting against, and then they fight for this with the same weapons. So this is why this neologism was born.
Basically, what I've gathered from your definition is that they are so devout in their atheism that it's almost like it's being treated as a religion.
Well, not atheism, because atheism, as in itself, isn't a doctrine or ideology, because it's just a position on one issue. So atheism itself cannot be made into a religion, but it can be lumped into larger, like a worldview or something. But usually this is this social justice stuff and feminism or any other ideology. That's
Glebs. You have somebody have this stream playing in the background?
I don't. I have only
not that I know of.
Background.
Yeah, okay, there we go. I found
probably
it.
Me. I just got my headphones on. Sorry about that.
No, that's good. I figured it out. But, sorry, I didn't mean to stop you midstream there. I was hearing an echo like of the stream and it at the same time. My bad. But before we move on too far, why don't we give an introduction of everybody who's here now that we have a lot of people here. Let's start. Alec, Alec, you're here.
I'm relatively new to the Facebook group. I joined a couple days ago, I believe, and I don't really know what else to say about me other than the fact that I'm an egalitarian.
Mm.
I have my own Instagram page that maybe I'll plug later if you guys are into that kind of thing, to where I basically deconstruct feminist arguments.
On Instagram.
Yeah, I kind of have my own little squad going on over there.
I'm down to look at that.
Okay. So yeah, maybe I'll talk about it later.
Glebs.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you introduce yourself for everybody who doesn't know?
Well, I'm a member of the Anti-SJW group. I have been for a long time, basically since the very moment of its conception. Before that, I was a member of the Anti-Atheism Plus group, a group that was created as an opposition to the SJW takeover of the atheist community that resulted in the creation of basically the first secular cult in history, Atheism Plus. And despite the name, it was basically didn't touch religion or atheism at all. It was mostly about those social justice, and well, it was mostly occupied with witch hunts and finding the evil misogynists everywhere. And well, they were very persistent, and they found misogynists everywhere. They searched. Well, and basically, this is how I was introduced to the whole social justice phenomenon. And before that, I was happily unaware of all these happenings, and well, now what has been seen cannot be unseen.
Next up, Harry. You got your mic muted. You might not want to talk, but at least you're here, so nice to see you, my friend. That's Harry, everybody. Yay! All right. Jack, your mic's muted, but if you want to give an intro, you are welcome to.
Mike.
You're a little laggy, buddy. Hello. Okay. Jack appears to be a tad frozen. It's not just
I
me.
am?
Oh, now you're okay. Well, your camera's frozen, but your voice isn't now.
Okay. So I'm learn it.
You sound a little like a robot there, my friend. All right, guys. The CAPTCHA clearly did not work on this chat. We let robots in. Way to go. I'm kidding. No, but Jack, I'll come back to you. Hopefully your lag there clears up. We'll see. Lee, why don't you introduce? Nice mic there, by the way.
Oh, cheers! Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, that's cool. It's the first time I've used this mic on this setup. So yeah. I think I was like the one in the top 50, first 50 members of the Anti-SJW group. Before that, I was just tattering around YouTube and annoying Christians. But I think the first time I heard about SJW type stuff was in the mid-90s when I was doing electrical engineering, and one of my tutors was laughing about the so-called Greetmore incident, which I think was in the paper, so it was probably late 90s. But yeah, I was like, what the fuck are these people? And then when I experienced them through like the Atheism Plus stuff, it blew my mind. You know? But yeah, that's basically my story. Then I got around to these guys and I hang around and post quite a bit.
All right. And the infamous Craig. Infamous in a good way. If that's not really a good thing.
Just the whole microphone thing, is this like inversely proportional to your dick size or something? Because this is mine. Compared to Lee's.
It's like I've got a monster truck. There's a car parked outside.
Hey guys, I got the tiny one here. You see this one?
I mean, you got a big dick.
You must be well hung.
Anyways,
just one thing. Can you call me Red rather than Craig?
Red? Yeah, dude, I'm down for
yeah.
Red.
I know in the group my name's Craig, but that's because of Facebook's naming policy, unfortunately. Yeah, online. I've been using it for 19 years now, but online I'm Red Celt. It's just in the real world I'm Craig.
Got it. Red it is.
It's not a multi-personality disorder or anything. It's not. It's the same person, but just online, everyone that's known me for years. Say again, Red is mine.
Oh.
Sorry, I missed that. Was it what Jack said? Yeah, but sorry, just Red is. I'm happy with that online anyway.
I don't know, Craig. I mean Red. I don't know if I can call you that, Red, because red's like a trigger for me. So.
Oh, the whole blood thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trigger. It's my trigger.
It makes my suicidal headmate front.
Yeah, can't do that. No, it's okay. I'll blunder through the misogyny. You know, I'll just push right through it. I'm a tough old gal. Really am.
Quick question: is my poster showing?
Because
Because on my screen it's mirrored.
It's the right way. Your poster's the right way for me.
Cool.
It's not quite all the way in frame though, at least for me. Let me see.
That's all right.
Oh no, it is. It's in. It's all the way in. I like.
I've heard that before. Yeah, it's in. It's all the way in. Yeah, it is really in.
Oh,
Okay.
good one. Good one.
I guess I'll give a quick intro. I'm Dominic, the weird Italian fat kid. I'm probably the youngest one here, to be honest. It's kind of weird, but you know.
Great. Bring age into it. So that makes me the oldest one here, then.
You know what? I'm very ageist. What can I say? I'm an ageist bastard.
Teresa's Law here. Bloody SJWs.
Bloody SJWs. I'm 18, Harry. That's you asked that question in the little chat here. Yeah. So, first year in college. I think the biggest reason I did all this shit is like, you know, half the thing is, you know, when I hit college, it was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to experience new things, and I was already a pretty liberal person. I was like, oh, I'm gonna kind of open up my thing, and I was gonna open up and be a more versatile person. And then I came here, and it's just like fucking half of the people here, I swear to God, are SJWs. It's just ridiculous the things these people believe. I don't understand it, and it just, man. So let's go quickly back to Jack. See if your mic's working now. Are you, Jack? Do you wanna?
Oh, is it?
Oh, Jack, your mic, no. Poor Jack.
Close.
Well, Jack, hopefully we can get this working on the chat for everybody, but if not, you know, thank you for being here, I guess, at least. But, Glebs, you were talking about Faitheists before we did all these intros.
Yep.
Let's get back into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, to repeat the definition, well, I've made up this word, so the definition is mine. It's an atheist who doesn't apply the same skepticism as he or she applies to religions to some other ideologies that aren't necessarily viewed as religions but have similarities. Well, the SJWism, if that's a thing, is one of those quote-unquote religions that many Faitheists adhere to. I think nobody will be surprised if I name some of them, like Steve Shives comes to mind. He was mentioned many times in the group. Another ones is, for example, Essence of Thought. It was a real shame because I used to be a big fan of him before he went full Macintosh about half a year ago or something. There are others, of course, and certainly all the members of Free Thought blogs and Atheism Plus, and unfortunately many others. And the ironic thing is that one day they will attack some religious apologist and expose their arguments as fallacious and point out the inaccuracies and fallacies, and the very next day they make a video where they defend their own ideology, and they use the exactly same fallacies, same arguments, same fallacies, and don't seem to understand what the irony of the whole situation. It's kind of funny and sad at the same time. So.
Okay. Do you want to? Is that Steve? The video you sent me, is that pretty closely related to this whole thing? Yeah.
Well, this is a small fragment of his video where there he parrots the Atheism Plus dogma, where they said that atheist movement is full of misogynists and harassers, and they claim this. They never provided any evidence. Their evidence was a collection of anonymous troll comments, because only women receive them and only atheists can post them, because when you see some sock account that says you deserve to be raped, cunt, obviously it was posted by an atheist and a man at that, because a woman or someone who is religious or someone who just doesn't care about the issue, just want to stir shit, no, it was an atheist, and the only reason they posted is to scare away women, because obviously, all of us atheists like to be there in this sausage fest. No girls allowed. Obviously.
All right. Well, I'll play the video and we'll pause it every now and then, talk a little about stuff.
This video was 17 seconds long, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we'll just watch the video and talk about it. So let's get a little, because you just pulled that little part out, right? Let me just upload it up here.
The whole video is very boring and repetitive, and most of it is just.
It's bad enough that the atheist community has the problem with women that it has, which it undeniably has. And please do not send me stupid comments saying, oh, the atheist community is not as bad for women, blah, blah, blah.
So yeah, that's his argument.
Sorry. The switch is difficult. Yeah, no, oh my god. So right in that fucking conversation, he asserts. Well, I love that he's like, oh, what he said something along the lines of like, oh, and don't leave me comments saying that it isn't, as if like that's inherently bad. You know, he like it just automatically. Of course, that's wrong. Of course, there's problems. You can't pretend like there's not. And then says basically nothing involving those assertions. I haven't seen the rest of the video, but you sent me the video before. I've seen like that part of the video, and it doesn't provide any sort of basis for any of his claims at any point.
Interestingly, he speaks on behalf of women. Yeah, if you pay attention, though. Typical.
He thinks he's some kind of this something to remember. I can't remember the name of this mythological hero. Prometheus. Yeah, well, he thinks he's like a Prometheus who stole the privilege from the gods and brought it to the disenfranchised people. And now he will be punished by these patriarchal gods, chained to the rock and suffer eternally.
Your metaphors are almost as good as your little YouTube clips you make, Glebs. Those are great, by the way. All of those are excellent. I want to watch one of those real quick. Do you mind if I go to your channel and we watch a couple, or just one of them? Those are fucking hilarious. Like, let's see. Oh man, there is you. There's you. I think all of these are great. I'm trying to figure out which one was my favorite. I really like this one a lot. Let me play it. Get it up in here. Load this puppy. This loading system is not the most efficient, but
So who are the people here anyway?
Oh wait, who just got? Oh, somebody just joined. Fred. Hi, Fred.
Fred's here.
Fred, give us a little intro while I'm loading up this video for it.
Well, what can I say? I'm in the Canadian Forces Reserves. I'm going reg force as of July. I've become anti-feminist, anti-social justice warrior because I've got friends who fell into that trap. People I know are falling into this trap left, right, and center. And I'm becoming increasingly cynical. What can I say? Also, I'm seeing this shit happen in my own city, and it's fucking awful. Like there's a paper that's written by the university here, MUN, and it's full of it's always got feminist propaganda in it, and it's disgusting, frankly, because they make gender neutral issues into women's issues, and they completely ignore male victims. It's like
they politicize and make everything politically correct, and it's gotten way out of hand.
Actually, I have a good example of this too.
Yeah.
I've got a friend. Oh, is that Lee?
Yeah.
Lee's here.
What's up, man?
What's up?
I know you from the group because you are one of the more vocal members.
Yeah, I'm always on there.
So there's Lee here, and who else?
We got Red, the good old boss of the group.
Who's that? Oh, guy on the next to me in the cam.
I actually can't. I don't know how your lineup is. Red. You go by Red.
Oh, I see him. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually have an example of it getting way too politicized. A friend of mine, I said something was gay, and a friend of mine got offended by it, saying she was offended because she had gay friends. Meanwhile, my brother's gay, and he uses the word gay like that all the time. He actually said I was gay for not playing a certain game he likes. Meanwhile, another friend of mine, who's actually who used to be in the group, Ryan, he goes around using the word fag all the time. It's fucking ludicrous.
If I use that word one more time on Facebook, I get a 30-day ban.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna report fagged.
Wow. Zuckerberg.
Fuckerberg, eh?
Well, I think that's what's funny. I read a post about it somewhere. I mean, for any of you who do go on 4chan, I imagine that some of you do.
Yep, right here.
You know,
Not anymore.
saying fag and then saying nigger, like those two words on 4chan are all over the place, right?
They don't make.
They're used so much that they don't mean what they're supposed to. You know, like
that's what happens. I mean,
Yeah.
there are memes of like go on 4chan, call mom a nigger. That happens so often these days because it's 4chan. It's just the way it is.
Well, like the context behind it is the fact that the only reason these words are bad or taken in a hateful way is because people try to take offense from them. People try to make them politically correct words.
Absolutely.
And they were used in a negative context too. They're words. I mean, they're noises that come from your mouth, and if they're said in a negative way towards a person or a group of people, there's going to be a negative context that forms around them. Like, I mean, I call my best friend, and I call each other fags all the time, and we make jokes like it's that kind of politically incorrect humor that like
you need that.
Exactly. My opinion is that I guess it's a pretty popular opinion. Political correctness will eventually destroy us all.
Actually, has anyone seen Zero Punctuation?
Heard of it.
He's done a video actually, and he has a good quote about political correctness. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
All right. Well, while you're pulling that up, just don't forget, guys. This is an important message from our overlord Anita Sarkeesian. So we need to remember this. Because if we don't, we're gonna become even more privileged than we already are.
As if that's even possible, right?
Everything is sexist. Everything is racist. Everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
Oh my god, these people who actually think this shit.
Glebs, that's my favorite. That's.
Oh, who is Glebs? Oh, that's Glebs.
Glebs is here in the chat.
He's the one who's next to you in the hangout.
At least
I thought that was Red.
If you
The layout is different for different people, I think. So it's on your screen, someone can be near to someone else, but on other people's screen might not be the case.
Hey, I found the quote.
All right.
So the quote is, "It's very depressing when you can't make honest cultural commentary without having to disavow the assumption that your feelings are motivated by an irrational trigger response to different levels of melanin. You know what? A society where anyone can make jokes about anyone else and everyone laughs is a truly tolerant society. Political correctness charged censorship only serves to engender resentment and distance between social groups."
I can agree with that quote.
Yeah.
Yep.
Me too. And there need to be more people like that.
You know what else is? Of course, we also have the other end of the spectrum. Not dealing with political correctness necessarily, but there's this level of people who I think forget that social justice warriors most of the time they cannot be redeemed. But there are some who can see the error of their ways, and some people think that no, they're all irredeemable, mindless. And I have an anecdote to tell you. I had a recent conversation with a friend who's basically borderline SJW.
Okay.
this person is, I mean, they have all the same things. They talk about the privilege all the time. They talk about this. They talk about that. She's a white female, so she's got all those. She's got all those things about her. But I've had this conversation with her, where this is what I did. I'm planting seeds of destruction, in my opinion. But basically, what it is I have the conversation with the person. I kind of go along with what they say, and then I say a few things here and there, almost unrelated, but sort of quasi-related, where it was this idea that like what is it? It was like whining about personal problems, like she mentioned something about like and then there's all those groups that always like go for their problems and whine about their own personal problems, like the MRAs and stuff. Yeah, like MRAs or whatever. It's like like feminists in that case. I would have said like feminists if I knew it would piss her off. So instead I said, yeah, you know what? That's you're right. You're right. People always like say, what about my problems? What about this? What about that? And if people don't take action for their own problems and stop blaming other people for their problems, then life would be better. And she basically started agreeing with me. And to a point, I got through this point where she was basically agreeing with the opposite of most of what she believes in.
Oh, I gotta go in actually. Something I'll often do actually, I'll be talking to female friends, and I'll be dropping red pill truths on them left, right, and center, and they would know I'm dropping them. And they agree with me, and then I drop it on them that it's red pill, and they're like, fuck! And I'm like, well, it's kind of true, isn't it? Because it's fucking, I've noticed this shit, and I've actually applied it to real-life scenarios. I see this shit all the time, and I can say it's back at this point, because it's happened so often.
There's a female...
What?
Oh, sorry, I was going to say there's a female YouTuber, she's feminist, and she's done a complete 180 now. She's got bombarded by anti-feminists in the comments. She's dropping evidence, and she went and checked it out, and she come back and go, you know what, you guys are right. Did a complete 180. I wish I could remember her name.
Alex Blue, I think I know that name actually from somewhere. It sounds familiar.
Alex Blue. Well, I do know. What is it? Ian Chong apologized
to Gamergate, yeah.
He apologized to Gamergate, right? Which is cool. I mean, the fact that we're getting some of these people who are like hardcore fucking against us to just kind of like back down and say, "Yo, I wasn't right. I'm sorry. Yo, I was wrong." What was it? Sargon? That other guy apologized to Sargon the other day for actually making a mistake.
Well, that guy, I don't believe for a second he actually is sorry for what he's done, because first of all he mentioned that he didn't find the link where Sargon allegedly said what he said, but he implied that maybe there is something, but he just can't find it. And he took time to just plug his Facebook and YouTube pages in the apologies. Oh, by the way, check out my other stuff. I'm not that bad. Check out my YouTube channel. What kind of apology is that? Oh.
But at least he's smarter than most feminists. I mean, most feminists would just completely ignore it and be willing to do that.
Oh. Guys, okay, favorite quotes from feminists. I'll start. There are extremes on all sides, and feminists aren't like that. What else have you guys heard?
No true feminist, man. No true feminist does that.
Oh, that. Oh, I've heard that so often too. I actually forgot that.
Nay fault. Not all feminists are like that.
Not all feminists are like that.
Like AWOLT. Fucking all women are like that. It's like that.
All women are like that.
Yeah, it's a thing from Red Pill. I've applied actually numerous times, and it's fucked up.
Red Pill. Okay, if you guys, so I know some people here are like skeptics. Like, I mean, labels are difficult, but some people are like, oh, I'm a libertarian, or I'm an egalitarian, or I'm
Muslim.
I'm a MGTOW. I don't know. Like, there's all these kind of not kind of ideologies, kind of groups, kind of. I'm not sure what the hell you're trying to fucking say.
Manosphere is a big one.
What are you guys? So let's figure this out. So it appears that Fred, you're a red pill.
Slash MGTOW. I'm more so MGTOW because I'm better off being single. I've been working on self-improvement, and that's all I need these days. Because honestly, I've dated, and it's just gotten in the way of my fucking life. So I've been better off single.
Alec, what about you?
If we're talking about labels here, I like I said before, I'm egalitarian.
Same here, actually. I'm gonna note that.
I also consider myself a secular humanist. Like, I believe in the rights of all human beings. I don't care what race you are, what religion you are. You shouldn't be denied any form of right that some of just equality for all people. I don't. I would kill myself before I labeled myself a feminist. But
Agreed.
Glebs.
Oh, as much as I've tried to avoid labels, and labels are unavoidable in the long run, so well, I'd call myself an egalitarian misanthrope. So I hate people.
Me too. Me too. Everyone can agree with that, I think, though. People fucking suck.
they really do.
Oh man, I've had mostly bad experiences with dating. I mean, for example, so now most women for me are just they don't have value to me, and I've also noticed that a lot of women for me at all don't have any value just because I just don't find value in them. There are good women out there, just that a lot of them just don't have any fucking. That might just be my province, though. I don't know what it is. I can't find any decent women anymore. People in general. I wish I was just an asshole, but I'm not.
I often say that good women are like Pokeball, or not Pokeballs, Dragon Balls. There are 7 of them, and they're spread all around the world.
That's exactly it. Like, actually, I know this one girl, and she's such a good, person. She's amazing. And guess what? In fucking Michigan, while I'm in fucking Canada, it's like my luck.
All right, well let's keep on with the labels here. Harry mentioned in the comments. He'd say he's an MRA loosely in the same way that he's technically a WRA, basically an egalitarian overall, but you got a lot of he identifies mostly with the men's rights community, but not exclusively. So thank you for that, Harry. Nice summation. Lee, what do you got going?
Yeah, I tend to stay away from labels personally because you get into the whole ideas of ideologies, and I really don't want to follow an ideology. People tend to personalize them, make the ideology themselves, and then anything you criticize the ideology, you're criticizing the person. So labels is egalitarian's a good one. I mean, it's not really an ideology. Atheist as well. That's just describing something. Agnostic atheist, to be more specific. Yeah, but I tend to pick and choose my battles, if you know what I mean. It depends on the issue. I can agree with certain ideologies and points. Even feminism, I can agree with certain principles and things. But
okay,
no,
get him out of here. Come on, he's not allowed in here. Go on.
I didn't say I was one. I can agree with free the nipple, the only women's right
I'll
issue.
agree with that. Seconds.
Yeah, that's the only women's right. That's the only right.
That makes sense to me.
A man has it, a woman doesn't. Get your tits out for the lads.
Honestly, I don't want to see anybody's tits. I don't want to see a bunch of fat guys walking around. I have to see mine every day. I don't want to look at more.
Like a utopian society where all women are nice and got nice tits. Yeah, it's going to be horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, because the people who want to really free the nipple are not the ones with the attractive tits. It's the big fat ones who walk around.
Yep. Yeah.
Just like
that fat woman that keeps appearing on fucking in the group.
Oh, I've seen that one, yeah.
And she's got like a fucking cheese sandwich.
What are you talking about?
Have you not seen that post? People keep commenting it. It keeps coming to the top again. It's fucking horrible.
I feel like I've seen it. It's been a while.
Huge fat woman with a fucking I love feminism sign.
Oh, fat acceptance.
This one, no, you make me a sandwich. That one, yeah.
No, bigger than her.
Oh, it's kind of dumb.
If I could find it, I'll see it. But let's continue on. We also have a new member in here. Hey, Lou. You want Lou or Lewis or Luis or I think.
Hey.
What's best for you? Anything really? Is your mic on, Lou?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit more for the volume.
Cool. All right, Lou, why don't you give us a quick introduction of yourself and tell us if there's any labels you ascribe to, so that we can immediately dismiss you as a misogynist and kick you out of the group.
I'll need to check your privilege. Can't forget that.
Yeah, check your privilege.
I have another reason for you guys to tell me to check my privilege. I'm gonna give a link to y'all so you can check it out.
You live in a house. That's enough to check your privilege. Shitlord.
Just give it a quick.
This reminds me of something that happened when I was at the university.
Okay.
Oh God, university. Please go on.
Yeah, this happened like 8 years ago. I handed.
Yes.
This happened. I'll let.
Are you breaking up?
We'll if you remember, we'll come back to you. Red, why don't you tell us a little bit about?
Oh,
Based
my name's Luis.
Yes.
I'm from Puerto Rico. Basically, I live in the.
Puerto Rico. All right.
Nice. How is it there, actually? Nice place.
I basically live in Mexico, and personally, I don't have a political affiliation per se.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I pretty much joined Anti-SJW to fuck with social justice workers, warriors.
Social justice workers.
They don't
Don't pretend like they do any work.
Social justice wonkers.
Wait, so where is everyone from? Like, sorry to cut you off there, Denny, I think.
Oh, no,
Mr. Lou, where's everyone from, though? I mean,
I'm from Indiana,
cool.
home of the RFRA Act.
Do what?
And
Religious
Go
freedom,
on.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Now we don't have.
Oh, hold on, we weren't quite done. We got to get to Red's got to tell us a little bit about what he.
Oh, yeah, please. I want to hear from Craig.
All these bloody interrupters.
Hi,
I
guys.
don't know. It's Americans. I told you they speak too much.
I'm trying to do my best to control things.
I'm Canadian.
You've been very good. Yeah.
okay, my name is Luis. I live in Barcelona, a town called Barceloneta in Puerto Rico.
Louis, I think you're lagging a little behind the chat. It's probably like the connection there. So that's
Yeah.
we're talking to Red here. He's got you see him. He's a nice old bald man.
He's based Craig.
Alright, my label is apparently I'm a creep. When I was taking computer programming classes.
Shall I carry on? No.
And the problem was, I gave her a note with my phone number, and her gay friend said that I was a rapist.
So basically, what I'm understanding is approaching women is rape.
More or less these days.
Yeah.
Especially if you're ugly. If you're ugly, you're fucked.
If farting is rape, then that's fucking.
I'm
If
bald,
only.
so I'm pretty much down there. So whatever.
All right, great. All right, go ahead and go on. If you don't go on now, Red, we're gonna be here forever.
No, I think we keep on getting interrupted stuff from Puerto Rico.
Just a reminder, if you guys can, if you're not talking, we got somebody else talking, try to have your mic muted. Otherwise, if this doesn't happen, I will have to go all authoritarian on your asses and open up the control.
What am I doing?
That's over there, though.
Actually, I can do that right now. So you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. Let me see how this works. Oh, this is fancy. Oh, I've got all the power now.
Shit. How do you like fucking?
I have the power.
Talking. What is this? Alright, so here we go.
Let me see. How do I do this?
I have no idea what I'm doing. Don't do that stuff.
Holy crap, my internet is fucked.
Jesus Christ. Here we go.
What is going on right now?
Anyway,
I'm not sure.
anyway, I passed a note with my phone number like 8 years ago.
Oh, and you're lagging up there, Luke. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can fix this.
Hey guys, I've actually never used this before. How do you
Wait, no.
how do you make it so it switches between you speaking for like the screen that's on? That's a dumb way to put that, but yeah.
Well, you can click on someone to show only this person's feed.
No, I wanted to like bounce around though from whoever's talking. That's how I had it. I don't know what I did.
You've clicked someone. Click that person once more, and it will switch to auto switching.
Oh, okay, right on.
I cannot seem to get this bloody thing to work.
Yeah.
What's going on? But all right. I'm you know, for being a computer science major, I'm technologically inept.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Red. I think we're finally ready after this long way.
Such a build-up, all the hype. It's not worth it, honestly. Now, I'm a humanist, egalitarian, left-wing liberal. Liberal isn't a bad word on this side of the Atlantic. It's
not, honestly.
It's been corrupted over there.
Second.
Also atheist, but it's not really a label I use for myself much. I was born that way. I've always been an atheist, so call myself an atheist is like call myself someone with 2 legs and 2 arms. It's just a part of who everyone is, you know. But yeah, that's me really. I'm a left-leaning liberal scumbag, is what I am.
You goddamn
I'm
cultural
apparently
Marxist.
a centrist, left-leaning centrist, to an extent.
I'm apparently like Fidel Castro.
Not a communist, not even slightly close to being a communist.
Apparently I fall in that category. I don't know how that happened.
You know, that stems from the bunch of people in the group who, not a bunch, but there's a couple people in the group who think that like anybody who is liberal is an SJW, and that's not.
I hate that.
That's a generalization. I myself, I'm a left-leaning libertarian, but I don't buy into most of the SJW bullcrap. So
Most? I'm alarmed.
well, all basically. I wouldn't have joined the group otherwise.
I like you said most. I'm like, so you agree with some of their...
Yeah, no, that's...
I'm just taking the piss out of you.
We have another new member here. Well, this is getting really big. I didn't know this many people would actually participate.
I just saw the link and dropped in.
I didn't expect this. Oodie, are you there?
I am here.
All right. Oh man, you're like the Oracle. This is fancy. Give us a little introduction. Tell us something about you.
I came in from the Anti-SJW group. I'm Peter Smith over on Facebook.
Okay.
But I've been following all of these since the very beginning, from Elevator Gate and the atheist movement to right up to Mattress Girl Gate.
Mattress Girl Gate. Awesome.
Which we're probably about to talk about. Where are you from, by the way?
Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
Can't you tell from the accent?
I didn't know where in Australia. You know, because people in Sydney have more of an English part to their Australian accent. I've noticed. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But,
so you're basically from the San Francisco of Australia.
Is that
pretty much? Yeah.
That's actually an interesting way of putting it.
That's great.
Australia is a pretty conservative place.
Yeah, I mean, Melbourne has those hipsters.
In some ways, it's very conservative. In other ways, it's not so conservative. We have a very right-wing government here at the moment, but we have a very unhappily vigorous SJW movement going on as well. And I myself am a left-leaning libertarian type. And I won't say, but I'm against the SJWs. I'll say that. And it's my libertarianism that puts me at odds with the SJWs.
Okay.
So when's the video gonna play, by the way, guys?
The what?
The video. I thought we were gonna play the video.
Which video?
Which video?
The whole Emma Suckowitz.
Oh, well, we're not gonna play the whole fucking porn. What's wrong with you?
That'll get us. That'll get us taken.
I was under that impression. What can I say? I heard someone mention that.
No, I said we're gonna talk about it. Jesus.
Well, can
What
someone
I'm gonna say about that porno is it's like it's a 310. 310. That's it.
Oh.
Question though, does anyone have a link for it? Because I can't actually watch it. I can't seem to find the link.
Well, I've had the link for direct
Hold
download.
up, guys. Hold up, guys. I have a
Okay,
link.
sure, I'll take that.
It ended up on RedTube, if I recall, or
Yeah, it's on
Pornhub.
Pornhub.
Guys,
Pornhub. My bad.
can I go link?
Uh,
And I'll come back to you guys.
Dom, I haven't told you my my label, right?
No, you told me you were more of like a lefty kind of.
I consider myself a centrist, to an extent, a centrist left, center left, to be honest. So that's all. I don't really mind. I'm not really that much into politics, truth be told. I do believe in a higher being, but that's about it. Personally, I'm not really a fan of social justice warriors myself, as well as you guys. There is a campaign out here in Puerto Rico that is pushing gender equality. Basically, and the ads are kind of ridiculous like that. They basically focus on the female side of domestic abuse, but not the male side of domestic abuse.
Oh, of course, they never do. They never.
We don't matter.
And then when you say anything about it, it's always like, why is it always your problems, huh? Like,
Because you never make it about us. That's the problem. Fuck.
I mean, this is supposed to be a campaign about gender equality, but apparently you guys lean more towards the female side of the argument. And let's be honest here, there are women who are also abusive towards their husbands.
It's pretty natural if you think about it. I mean, going against the MGTOW side of gynocentrism, but from an evolutionary biological sense, we protect the females because, you know, the females keep the species going. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's only natural that it transfers over to politics, where the pander to the female, especially when the majority of the voters.
Yeah, and basically, they dig more with their vagina than the brains. Honestly, I'm sorry, but I have to say it. When it comes to boys, they would rather focus on their emotions rather than their how should I say this? Forgive me, guys. English is not my first language and all.
There we go.
Can we all take a moment to admire Craig's dog?
So cute.
What was that, sir?
So, what's your dog's name?
Oh, fuck yeah, video. I found it. Awesome, and downloaded this.
Sorry, hold on, guys. I want to hear Red's dog's name.
It's Ben.
Oh, there's a dog. Oh, let's see him.
Is Ben a trans dog? Is Ben trying to be?
Does he want to be like a cat? Does he want to be like a melon?
Whatever.
Is he melonkin?
He's a eunuch. He doesn't have anything down below.
Oh, damn.
He's adorable, or she, or whatever. I don't know anymore.
Make an excellent Game of Thrones spy master.
I think Glebs nailed it to a T. That Sarkeesian video is pretty freaking boring.
Yeah,
I still want to watch it because I'm curious. So.
Always Shia LaBeouf. Do it! Do it! Just do it! I love that video.
That's never gonna hold.
Follow your dreams.
It's like, I don't...
Fuck this. Hey guys, I'm gonna be back.
What?
Go back.
Alright, Fred. We'll see you soon, hopefully.
By all means, just
He needs feeding. Okay.
Quick AFK for you too. All right, man. Everybody's. No, actually, I think now that I know a lot of people are going to want to participate, we might start doing something where I limit how many people come on each week. Just not that like it's not that I don't like chatting to all of you. It's not like I hate you. It's just clearly there's a big giant clusterfuck going on right now.
Yeah.
So,
which is a good thing. Generally.
But if we could, so like I would like to reinforce the policy. If you guys can keep your mic muted. It'll make it easier on all of us, so that way, when one person's saying something, makes things easier.
It's a damn shame that Miranda isn't here.
But next time what we'll probably do is I think like I'll have like 5 people on every week, and that way. But I mean, we'll see, and then depending on who's got topics or whatnot, sometimes I might even do it if I can find a way to fucking if one of you guys wants to broadcast or whatever. I'm not trying to do this like as a fancy thing. It's more just like a live kind of just talk for people who want to catch up on some of the events that have been going on. Almost like a weekly update on what's been happening big on the page. Speaking of what's been happening big on the page, shall we discuss the polyamory group?
I
think it's time.
Your God.
I think it's time.
All right, I actually got in with another account recently.
You got another one. All right. Let's see. So we've all there's some of us here who have been in the group and have infiltrated them for fun. There's some of us who have just seen the horrors of the group. Lee, I don't know if I've ever seen you be super vocal on those posts. I was wondering.
No, I just watched Myra's the expert on that one. She I think she pretty much brought them to the group, and she went.
Mary and I actually trolled that group several times, as well as Alex.
Yeah.
So we've seen firsthand the shit that goes in that group. Like, have you guys ever read? Have you guys ever read or seen Kurt Vonnegut's short Harrison Bergeron? Well, it's basically that in Facebook form. It's Harrison Bergeron in Facebook form. And Kylie, go ahead.
Oh yeah, because Lee, you were saying something a little bit about the group. You were saying you said like I don't know, you're somewhere.
Oh no, I was just saying that I mostly read that because it's highly entertaining. But I don't want to get banned, you see, because I'll go on there and I'll go.
Yeah, you've got that.
It's probably fucking insane. That Kylie Brooks, oh Christ almighty.
Yeah, the
Kylie Brooks isn't even a woman. He's a black man from fucking Canada.
He doesn't even make an effort to be trans. It's like, fucking have a shave, man.
Like, is this chick a nigga kid or what? Yo, man, my name is Kylie. They put my black ass as nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas need to check your privilege.
For being a Puerto Rican, you do that very, very well.
I'm half black, so it's in the race. You know?
It's in your race.
Yeah, we're basically triracial at that.
So that means you're internalizing this racism right now. Is what's happening, right? What I'm understanding is you're internalizing it.
Yeah, basically, I'm Spaniard white, Taino Aborigine, who were the natives who got annihilated by the Spaniards.
Okay.
And the African blacks. So it's a unique mix of all three ethnicities per se. Anyway. I've been screen capping a ton of stuff from that group, and the one I personally liked the most was the one when she how should I say this? Let me look at my intro real quick. Basically, Kylie freaked the fuck out when she closed the thread and everybody was still commenting. Like, really, at this point, everybody's going to comment whether you like it or not, woman.
Yeah, they've got an extreme problem with, we need to close this off. It's been going, this post has been going too long. I mean, the only time it makes sense is all those fucking stupid Caitlyn Jenner posts you've been getting for the last goddamn week. Because that's just getting fucking annoying. Like, that makes sense. If, you know, yeah, I read, yeah, you know, he's had to deal with all this bullshit. So, can we clear the air, at least with, I think, everybody in this group, that's, like, fucking, do you mean transgender does not mean being SJW? Not only that, but has nothing to fucking do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you know,
I left the link on the reality check I did, which Dominic helped me out a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the one with when Sharon starts throwing fucking reality bombs at people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? Do you mind if I read it in his voice, or do you guys mind? This is gonna be great.
Probably just keep it in the chat. We'll check it out later. We'll check it out later. But because let's see, we covered some of that stuff, and I think did Glebs take a? Oh, there's Glebs. Hey, we need more lava lamps, Glebs.
Oh yeah.
You need to get more than one.
We need more. Fucking his lava lamps are the best things. Hey, why doesn't Red? Where's your male tears mug? I don't.
Me? I don't have a male tears mug. You
should have one. I don't know why you're not drinking out of your male tears. Cool. But we've been. Oh, I just got some. Getting all these notifications for a bunch of stuff. I hope it's not from the group. Yeah.
Were you gonna finish that Steve Shires video? You got like 2 seconds through and then cut it.
It was only like 7 seconds. It was a clip Gleb sent me because the video is like really long. He just wanted to send me that thing. I wanted to do a full video, but I don't. They're either like really too long or just not enough meaty content. So you know, it's I'm no Teal Deer. I'm not next.
Teal Deer is running today. That was today.
Oh, by the way.
I have a feeling I know whose Callie's role models are. I would say between Adolf Hitler, Mussolini, and Pol Pot.
Well, you're right. I mean, there's the thing with polyamory. They have they're all about inclusivity and all of this sort of thing, or so they say. But barely a person. Yeah, but I mean, barely a person can make a single statement. It's anytime somebody says something, the introduction becomes suddenly problematic, and it's rule after rule after rule, and rules which must be obeyed at all times without question.
Yeah, and when it comes to the emoticons, don't even fuck up on that, dude.
Winky face, yep.
Sherry slide face.
Well, they called the authoritarian left for a very good reason.
Well, this is true.
I mean, there was the one post I made. I was because my entire time in there, I was just pretending to be basically one of them. But I was going extremely strict with the rules. Like, I'd look out for things to nitpick, and it finally took the one thing that finally took them to catch on was me making a comment basically that would have been a male-only problem, which was that I had erectile dysfunction, and that was what set them off. That was like, oh well, you must be a troll. Never mind, get the fuck out of here. That's what set them off. That's interesting to me. And the other thing is, I posted in one of my defenses. I literally used a quote from Hitler.
Oh my God!
Okay with that. I don't know if they noticed it. I used a quote from Hitler. I said something along the lines of, the people need to move away from the problems of the individual and move to the problems of society. And there was something along those lines.
Yeah, the Sarkeesian thing.
They ate it up. It was nice. But yeah, no. There's a. That group is just I don't know. I feel like I really want one of these big YouTuber guys to cover it, just because it's basic. It's exactly what SJWs want with society. It's exactly what they want. That's the kind of society that they're calling for. They're calling for this uber inclusive, nobody gets hurt, or you're ejected, or we all lynch you, or whatever. That kind of thing going on. And if you say any sort of word, right? What?
Have you seen Demolition Man?
Demolition Man? No, I haven't.
It's like
I did.
from the 90s.
That movie was the shit.
Yeah, it's basically a social justice warrior utopia, and then he's frozen from our time and becomes a.
Oh yeah, and at that part they had to wear this virtual reality helmet, which was I would say it would be like the prototype of Oculus Rift. And they don't even fuck. All they do is sit around a pool, standing there, mourning. And the guy's like,
because sex is oppressive unless you live in an SJW society where you have to wear a headgear that simulates it.
That's right.
I think anyone who is surprised by what's the rules in that polyamory group have never encountered Atheism Plus, because it is exactly what they went through as well.
Exactly. I mean, Atheism Plus ended up being. I mean, it was just bizarre. They posted a thread called "Living Without Privilege," and each of them described how it was to be black or transsexual or whatever. They ended up with a pedophile commenting, "I'm living without privilege because I'm attracted to these children," and all this sort of. It was just right off. And eventually, somebody had the nouns to get rid of that particular comment, but it was an the whole Atheism Plus thing turned into an embarrassing thing where you ended up with no commenters, just 20 moderators, everybody checking each other's privileges.
Holy shit, are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. It was a stunning failure. This was going to be the new movement in atheism. It was Atheism Plus social justice, Atheism Plus feminism, Atheism Plus trans inclusivity. It was just an embarrassing, dismal failure. And the people that promoted it the most were those who dropped out of it first. The creator never went. I've forgotten her name now. Oh, Jen McCrate. Never went to Atheism Plus. The people that promoted it, like Richard Carrier and P.C. Myers and Rebecca Twatson, never appeared on that.
Nice.
It was, and polyamory is just the same as that. They're excluding all of their members and just leaving the in-clique. And I would imagine that it'll end up as a safe chat group for the same 20 or 30 people, and they'll all know what to say and what not to say, and it'll just be bloody ridiculous.
It's impressive though, because like you go through that group and you see over half the comments, if not more, the names are grayed out because those people have been deleted. More than half the people have been removed. It's insane. And another thing that's happened, and the same kind of thing that happened with Atheism Plus, out here in California, a very liberal state, the Occupy movement was mostly focused on Wall Street, but some Occupy things happened, and I was interested in it. It seemed good, and then I realized it was getting over-vilified by the media. But then when I went to actually go see what they were doing, they were also fucking themselves over. They had that whole progressive stack issue happen to them.
Yeah, I remember.
And they just all got fucking
I remember.
Correct. But it's something that here, it was like I appreciate certain instances. I mean the biggest problem I see, pretty much any problem that people always talk about when it comes down to racism or sexism or yada yada yada, can almost always be subscribed to. There's an issue with class mobility, and so I'm a very big proponent on reformation of assisting in class mobility, but they take it to this whole new extreme where, well, if you're not one of the oppressed classes, you shouldn't speak. And just move to the back of the line. You're going to be the last one to speak because you get to speak all the time. And in the case of this group,
schools.
Yeah, in the case of this group, that's totally true. I should move to the back of the line. I do speak too much.
Yeah, so in other words, they're pretty much treating you guys like second-class citizens, basically. You know.
Well, they
this reminds-
wish to be. They revel in their second-class citizenship. They and it's like, as Mikaru in the skeptic movement pointed out, the elephant in the feminist or the SJW room is class. It's not really your race or your sexuality or your sexual identity that determines who you are, but it's who your parents were, and they won't acknowledge that.
It's ironic. Sorry to interrupt for a second, but I want to point this out. It's ironic that these guys go around shouting shit like that we're being classist assholes, but they're the ones being the classist.
They rarely mention class because it's the main issue. They'll go for anything underneath it.
Yeah, but they always end up being they end up being the condescending class that they're basically fighting against.
Well, that's it. I mean, they create themselves. I mean, groups like Atheism Plus and Polyamory, they make themselves the ruling classes, at least of those groups, and systematically oppress anybody who says anything that they feel slightly uncomfortable with, disagree with. I mean, they would like to create a world where everybody walks around vigorously agreeing with each other and nodding and smiling, and and we're never going to have that. There's always going to be some form of inequality. Somebody's always going to be cleverer or. Well, I mean, they just want a world where there's no disagreement. They want to impose rather than come to sort of a consensus. This is how the world should be, and this is how this group is, and don't you dare say anything again. And they are as oppressive. I mean, there's the thing. When somebody quotes Hitler, they're quite happy to take it on. Apart from anything else, they're pig ignorant. Somebody quotes Hitler, and they don't see it as a problem. They don't see that sort of fascist, Nazi, totalitarian attitude as something that's disagreeable to them, because they like to impose these things on other people. This is how you should think. I mean, the manspreading thing. This is how you should sit. It doesn't count for half the population with their bags on the seats and all of that. But I mean, even they've gotten to the point now where they want to regulate people's body postures, and they don't have an issue with it.
Well, Oodie, what about those Swedes who wanted to tell men that they had to stand up while they're having a piss? Sorry, sit down.
The Sitzpinkler movement, yes. I mean, that's
invading your own personal space in a cubicle that no one can see you, but you still got to sit down.
You've got to sit down, and it's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous.
Legislation in Sweden, wasn't it? It wasn't passed, but it was a piece of legislation.
It came up in Germany. And it was in Germany, and then the court overturned it. And I think that the whole issue that won it was that because a man has a penis, he has a right to splash on the floor. I mean, that's one of the things they put forward as a reason for sitting down, was men sometimes splash on the floor. But the court recognised that these things are unavoidable. I mean, look, if it came to regulating, you have to sit down while you have a pee, I'd be peeing against the bloody trees in the park. I wouldn't be. It's just ridiculous. It really is. I'm beyond words with that.
We should go full R. Kelly on these people and pee on them.
That's an extreme example.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, wait, was that Glebs?
The lovely Jen.
Go for it, man. Whoever was about to say something, go for it.
Oh, I was gonna. What Peter just described was similar to Marx's dictatorship of the proletariat, wasn't it? Proletariat.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Hey, so
you take the working class that are being trodden on, and then you make them the dictators. So you're not really solving the problem. You're just creating a new dictator.
This is true.
Okay, we got a video Red sent me here. Do you want to say anything about the video before I play it?
Not really. We're talking about Atheism Plus. So this was her name was Black Hag, Jen McCright, and she sent a few status updates on Free Thought blogs. I think it's a 15-day warrior, but do you want to play it?
Yeah, I'll give it a play here. Give me a second. I just gotta get the whole thing set up. Stupid.
I didn't! When danger in ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled. His brave Sir Robin turned about. I didn't! He chickened out, bravely taking I never did! Beat a very brave retreat. Oh, lie! I never!
That's classic. Good.
I mean, the nice thing about Jen's leaving, she'd come up with this Atheism Plus idea, and she wanted to be a leader of the movement and all of that, and she received a little bit of heat, and it really wasn't terrible. She received a little bit of heat, and her boyfriend told her that she shouldn't be on the internet anymore, and off she went.
And then her dad came out and fought and spoke up for her.
That's right, and of course...
A strong, independent woman being,
absolutely,
hiding behind her boyfriend and her dad.
Seems to be quite the problem nowadays, doesn't it?
Well, isn't that the thing, right?
It shows you, Jen McCright actually, she got off a train somewhere and encountered a homeless man masturbating near this. Now, she felt that she'd been violated, that she was being taken into a sex act that she hadn't consented to. And for all her social justice mindset, it didn't occur to her that this homeless, possibly schizophrenic or otherwise mentally ill man had other issues that she wasn't seeing. This privileged, precious little snowflake just couldn't... all she could see it as was... She was being objectified as a sex object, and there was probably plenty of people around for the man to view. I mean, it wasn't necessarily just her. She
basically like, you should go somewhere else and do that. I mean, the guy is homeless. Where else is he supposed to do it if he's going to do it?
Well, that's right.
Away from me.
I mean, being homeless, I mean, she should have realized that there was possibly other issues. I mean, he probably wasn't just homeless. He probably had severe mental problems or psychosexual irregularities. He was maybe drunk, and where's he going to go? Would it have been any better? Would it have been any better if he went to the lavatories at the train station or wherever the hell she was? I mean, it would have been even worse, I think, in her mind. But she made this thing all about her, and I just she's just nuts. She just couldn't see wider issues than this was about me. Here was a man masturbating over me. So she's hardly an oil painting. Let's face it. I doubt she was the object of his desires.
It depends how drunk he was, I guess.
Well, this is true. He might have just come out of prison too.
Well, there's elevated gate. I mean, there is a level of alcohol that will make even the most unattractive woman attractive.
This is true. I find you very interesting. We would like to talk more. I mean, there was a thing too. That Rebecca Watson was blind drunk herself, and she's not very attractive when she's sober. I've seen her drunk, and she's incredibly Oh man! So the guy must have been cactus drunk. I mean, legless. Tried out his luck, and she said no. He left her alone, and this ended up into a 2.5-year shit fight with the great rifts, as they called it or deep rifts, as they called it in atheism. You know, people claiming that she was almost raped and all of that. And I felt it was nothing. It was bad manners to approach her at 4 o'clock in the morning, but it's no more than bad manners. It's
And her initial comments, I'll be honest, her initial comments were just like, you know, hey, don't do that. I get that. That's okay. That was her initial comment. That's okay. And yes, was the reaction from Dawkins a little odd? Yeah, but then the reaction to that reaction was, oh, Dawkins is a rape apologist. It's like, what the fuck?
That's right.
Like, yeah, that was the next reaction. The next level was, let's accelerate this even more. Dawkins is now a rape apologist. He's not a good guy. Anybody who's like, there's a lot of people like that in the atheist community too. They're all horrible, bad, misogynist men, and they all need to, you know, make reparations for all of the pain they've caused to us women.
Oh shit!
They did the same to Thunderfoot as well. It's a common tactic, isn't it? Rape apologist, misogynist.
If it's a woman,
social justice, it's shaming, silencing, and dismissing.
Not even going to get into mansplaining
with them. You know, if a woman disagrees with them on something, it's always internalized misogyny, or you're a chill girl, or you're trying to impress the boys. They cannot accept that a woman can disagree with them of her own volition. And you know, I don't like Christina Hoff Sommers that terribly much, but as she says, you know, when it comes to not wanting to be a feminist, feminists can't accept that no means no.
Oh, the irony, right? I love it.
I've come up with a list of reasons that the feminist movement in general is ineffective, and if you guys want, I can read it off to you. It's not that long, just simply because it's incomplete. But here we go. Why feminism is ineffective. Feminists don't call out other feminists on their hypocrisy or ostracize them for their behavior. Instead, they use trite sayings like nay fault and he or she is not a real feminist. The vast majority of feminists are hypocrites because they claim to be all about women's freedoms, but get pissed off when women choose not to be feminists. Feminists claim to fight the stereotype that men shouldn't cry, but then blatantly show their hypocrisy when they drink out of a male tears mug. Feminists continually use bullying and shaming tactics toward anyone who does not want to be involved in their movement. Notable people who were bullied and harassed for not calling themselves feminists are Kaylee Cuoco, Kirsten Dunst, and most recently Shailene Woodley. They're all famous actresses. The hashtag #KillAllMen movement scares many people away from feminism because many misandrists label themselves feminists and use feminism as an excuse for perpetuating their hatred towards men. They continue to use false, disproven, and discredited statistics and sources in their arguments. For rape statistics, the gender pay gap, etc., and they refuse to listen to reasonable arguments against them. That's one of the reasons that they are, kill all white men. That's another one in the comments. That's another hashtag movement that has just recently come to light. They also, I have never, in all of my arguments that I've had with feminists, they have never once brought up places that were actually oppressed.
Nope, not one.
Oppressive to women. I have not heard them talk about places like the Middle East, Somalia, or other places around the world that actually oppress women, make them stay inside, or don't allow them the same and equal opportunities. It's always first world problems they focus on.
Guys, I've actually written a ton of songs about anti-feminism. I was actually going to get a punk band with the goal of anti-feminist lyrics.
Isn't that isn't that the band like? There's like a band Anal something. Anal Cunt. That's
Anal
it.
Cunt.
I love that band. They're awesome. One of my favorite bands, actually.
Pretty much all they do is like go completely against PC things.
Oh yeah, actually, I have a patch of theirs in my pants, actually. But
yeah, no, man. There's and I'll be honest, with celebrities coming out for or against feminism, one of the nicest, coolest things to see, seeing one, celebrity women come out against it, because especially in Hollywood, that's a big deal, and two, seeing celebrity men come out against it too. I mean, what was it? The big deal with Jeremy Renner, one of the guys from the Avengers, Hawkeye, right? He made that comment with the guy who plays, well, it's Chris Pratt too, yeah. But Jeremy Renner on Avengers, he made the comment about Black Widow being a slut as like a joke, fictional character, right? And people got so pissed. And the guy who plays Captain America, he apologized. Jeremy Renner basically said, it's like, what are you getting offended for? It's a fictional character. It's like, and yeah, you know what? If she does, the way they design her character, she's a slut. It's like, that's what he said about her. And like he, the fact that everybody was getting like super fucking pissed over it was just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then Hulk came out to try and smash patriarchy.
yeah, freaking Brucey Banner. Why don't we have I want what's his name back? I want who's the other guy who played him? Edward Norton. I want Edward Norton back.
Edward Norton was awesome.
I want Edward Norton back.
That was a shit film.
It was a bad film. It was a bad film with a good actor.
Which film is this?
The original Hulk film, or not the original? It would have been
the second one, yeah.
The Norton.
Oh, I never saw that.
Right? Yeah.
I'm thinking
like the 2003 one, right?
2008.
2000. Oh.
We're back.
Harry's on top of the information, so. Like Harry, like if you guys need to know anything, just ask a question, and then like 2 seconds later in the comments, Harry will post something. It's great.
The first one was the Ang Lee film, wasn't it? Yeah.
The Ang Lee. Oh yeah.
The director.
It's I mean, have you one issue I wanted to mention, because part of this is also talking about the people who are on the other side of the problem, which is like not everybody is an SJW. Like slow the fuck down. For instance, one of the big things with Gamergate is the fact that like hey, if you don't like the games, make your own fucking games, kind of thing. Like make your own fucking games. It's like these games are fine. We like them. We've been playing them. Nobody thinks they're sexist. Nobody's going out and oppressing women because of playing them. The same thing goes for movies though, and that stuff too. People getting pissed at Mad Max because it might have been feminist, which it wasn't. That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense to me. Because if the argument is go make your own thing if you don't like ours, then let's say it was the biggest piece of feminist propaganda I've ever seen. Fine. Fine.
Those guys were full of shit, saying that Mad Max was a feminist movie. Of all things, it was egalitarian. It was egalitarians, of all things. So, having watched it 3 times, I always keep finding stuff like the breast milk farm thing.
Yeah.
Basically, how should I say this?
Without spoilers, preferably.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I'd rather not give you guys any spoilers, Even though they added the chick who wrote for the vagina monologues, it ended up being good.
Well, yeah, I mean, all he did was he just wanted to get what it was like, because that lady had worked with people who were actual sex slaves, not like women who came crying rape. It was people who were actual sex slaves, which makes sense, right? That's cool. That makes sense. You're getting an actual feel for people who have been in a sex trafficking system before, which is an actual form of illegal oppression. That's fine. I'm okay with that. That's an actual issue. But if he went and consulted like Anita Sarkeesian, and that's who was a consultant on the film, I'd be like, what are you doing with your life? I don't know if you know, but she's not. I can't believe she won. She was in Times 100. That doesn't. It's ridiculous.
I know Anita Sarkeesian is going to be on the sequel to what's the name of that? Mirror's Edge. Yeah, I know she's being the consultant
She's not. She's not.
in that video game.
I'm
She
not
hasn't.
gonna play it.
EA came out and said she hasn't.
Oh, she's not going to?
Hey
No,
guys,
EA just denied any that she's not going to be consulting on it. That's the last I heard of it.
according to Harry, Sarkeesian's consulting on Half-Life 3. So.
Harry's basically a walking, talking Wikipedia, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's lying on that one.
Well, that one's a lie, but. Yeah, no, Harry's great. Harry, can you tell me the square root of pi? I just want to know. But anyways, while we're at it, this guy.
You say about feminists, they have made a film recently. The trailer just came out. It's a woman who goes off into the woods and she's a bit feral and she's been raped or something. It's all about rape culture.
Oh, is it the one? Is it
Actual
the,
feature-length film.
Is it the one that's like a feminist superhero, right?
That's the
Oh
one.
my
Yeah.
god.
Even though it's not.
I Spit on Your Grave. I heard the remake of that one.
Oh, that
That was
one.
actually a good film, though.
Like vengeance films are okay. I like Kill Bill. Kill Bill's a great film. You know, vengeance makes sense. You know, vengeance films, those are fun. But like this one's, it's like not just a vengeance. It's not a vengeance film. It's like nobody actually did anything to this chick. It was just like somebody catcalled her on one scene. Then somebody else like asked her like, hey, let's hold hands, and it's like no. And then another scene, like somebody's like looking at her, not an elevator, but it was something similar. Like somebody was like looking at her weird, and it was like through that she was like, oh, I'm being discriminated against because of all of this. And then she becomes some weird. I think it's called Felt. I want to say. I'll look it up. We'll watch it. Let's watch the trailer. That's exactly what we need to do.
Am I gonna kill myself at the end of this trailer?
Actually, let's see. Probably. Let's see.
Oh god, here we go.
Wait, hold on. It's got a rating of 5.5 on IMDb.
Personally, you know what's the thing? I personally like the first Kill Bill a lot better than the second one. In all honesty.
Let's see if we can see the Felt trailer. Here we go. Okay.
Maleficent. Isn't that Disney movie?
Maleficent?
Yeah. Isn't that the Disney movie with Angelina Jolie?
Yep.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm pulling up this video here. Try not to cringe your faces off the best you can.
Can you wait? We can screen share, right?
What?
You can screen share, right?
Oh yeah, I'm screen sharing it. Yeah. But it's yeah. So this is the clip. This is the clip in question. Here we go. Let's put on the.
My life is
Dude, was that the Michelin Man?
the struggle of being female is that you're constantly objectified, discredited.
Dude, was that the fucking Michelin Man at the beginning of the trailer? Oh dear God.
In case you're wondering why I'm stopping, it's partially for just legal reasons. So we have to have commentary over this, so that way it doesn't get taken down.
No more DMCA.
But it starts out already. It's like, as a woman, you're constantly objectified.
No, you're not. Shut the fuck up.
And you stop it on the shirtless part. You had to stop it there.
Anything you do because you're female.
Well, just arms? Can we just like...
Nope. Just because you're a girl gives men the right to grope you, do what they want.
Amy, stop.
Because they're selfish and exploitative.
I don't know about you guys. I'm super selfish and exploitive. I'll just do whatever I want all the time, right? And nobody would ever stop me. Because in public, we know that nobody stops people in public, right? That totally doesn't happen.
There have been several studies.
Weird.
There have been several social projects that like a couple people go out and like recreate like a bullying situation in public, and barely 3 people stop them.
I've seen this actually. Okay, OCK TV did a video on a male female domestic dispute in public, and they reversed the roles, and no one gave a shit when the woman was beating on the man.
Of course, nobody, because I think it's funny. And then of course the feminist defense is, well, that's because of internal, the patriarchy hurts men too.
That pisses me off so much. It's like, fuck you.
No,
feminism does nothing for men. They don't help men.
No, yeah, you don't help me.
Exactly, especially with male domestic abuse victims. I mean,
all right. Well, here, let's go back to a little bit more of the truth.
A lot of guys don't understand that most forms of abuse are perpetuated by people that you trust. Some people don't get it.
But did you guys see that hardcore abuse right there when that guy kissed her consensually? That was pretty fucking.
Oh, fuck.
That's
not even abuse, dude.
That was
That's
messed
not abuse
up.
at all.
He didn't get verbal consent. Lacey
Never
Green.
been a handy Jay. Like, come on.
Yeah,
I hope.
Real abuse.
I didn't see the consent form. I didn't see her signing the consent form.
I got a story for you guys after this.
Beating the crap out of her.
I hope
Between
for.
measure an inch from her dad.
I hope this film tanks in the box office. I
Oh,
really do.
it's only got a 5.5. It's one of those film festivals, so it's one of the,
Let me guess. It was hyped in the same way Boyhood was, right?
yeah, the same way. Yeah, Boyhood was not that good. I
No,
like
it
the
was
idea of
too
it, but it
long.
wasn't good.
Wasn't that
But
about
Boyhood
the?
was good, but it took 12 years. It
Yeah.
was so good. Movie of the century.
It was boring. It was boring. I know what movie you were talking about. Too. I watched that on Valentine's Day.
That's the one where they basically they used the same person. They took the movie over 12 years so that they could actually follow along with it. Basically speaking, it was an interesting premise. It had all the good possibilities, but they just did not handle it well, and so it wasn't a good movie. But of course, just like other things, if you don't appreciate it, you don't appreciate true art. Just like I'm sure there's going to be somebody out there who says, if I don't appreciate Slokowitz porno, I don't appreciate true art.
Oh, guys, can I interject there for a second about that?
Okay, go for it. What do you have to-
I watched that actually when I came back, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is hardly anything." Like, it got rough halfway through. That shit happens all the time. I mean, if it's consensual, I mean, it wasn't consensual, obviously, but at the same time, it was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" Is all I thought.
Well, my biggest complaint was that she kept saying, "Oh no, it wasn't about that one night. It's not about that. It's a different thing." But in the video, she literally uses the exact same thing she claims the other guy did in the exact same order. She claims that he hit her. She claims that he then started choking her and then started raping her. That's exactly what she claimed. And so for her to say, "Oh, it's not related at all," that's ridiculous. It's very clearly related.
The thing is, too, though, the guys she accused of rape, they were fucking numerous times beforehand. So, like, what the fuck? Come on.
Well, yeah.
There's
those kind of things can eventually come to some sort of issue there. But yeah, no, it doesn't. It's just so unsubstantiated. And do I think that?
She was actually very friendly with him after the alleged rape.
Yeah, I
that
know.
too.
Extremely friendly. It's ridiculous.
Like either the most severe case of Stockholm syndrome, or it's just she's making shit up. And
Yep.
I mean, like, the only thing she can do from here to repair any damage, which still no, she can't. It would repair anything. If anything, it would at least clear the air for everyone. Is for her final third part, like a triad of these three art projects, is to say, yeah, I did make it all up, and you guys were my third art project, to see how everyone reacted. And like she purposely made it all up for the purpose of art.
And at the expense of ruining the guy's fucking life.
Yeah, at the expense of ruining his life. And then the question would be to see what would the feminists do afterwards if she said she made it up? Like, would they apologize to Paul? Would people apologize to him if she admitted, yeah, I made that up? Would people go up to him and say, hey, dude, I'm so sorry for all of that?
Obviously not. That's not how it works. Not even for people who were proven to be victims of false claims. I mean, your life is still ruined. You still have a criminal record after that. You try to apply for a job, you're not going to get the job.
Look at all the feminist articles that happened after UVA and the Rolling Stone incident. They came out in using actual apologetics when it was clearly false. Yeah, go on, Red.
No, I was going to say exactly the same as you. The UVA thing. I mean, it was shown that she was a liar, but everyone was still backing her because she stood up for the times when it really does happen. But she's still a fraudulent liar. So
absolutely, it doesn't justify you ruining someone's life. It really pisses me off how they justify it as such.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they do justify it. They justify it in saying that, well, maybe a couple of men who have been innocent have been accused, but what about the 98% of rapists who get away with it?
And that's all. You know why they always defend themselves with these false statistics? It's a loop. This movie's called Felt, Fred.
Felt?
Felt. I'm gonna keep playing the trailer in a second here, but yeah, it's a circular. This is what ends up happening. They will state a statistic. You will say something's wrong about this statistic. They will shift the goalpost to say, well, that's because of this problem. After they shift the goalpost, you then say, how is that a problem? Prove it. They give you another false statistic. You prove that statistic wrong. They shift the goalpost, and the cycle continues. And that happens, you know, the most common one is like somebody will say the wage gap. You say, well, that wage gap's actually, the statistic's not right at all. It has to do with difference in jobs. And once you account for all that stuff, it lowers to this amount. And then there's this other thing. And then they shift the goalposts and they say, well, you know, the problem is we don't encourage women. We don't encourage women, you know. Women only hold this percentage of this many jobs. And it's like, that's also an inaccurate statistic. You have this and this factor to consider. Also, you have this. Also, you have that. And then once again, they shift the goalposts. And then somehow, usually, you get to rape and sexual assault from there. And then somehow, you usually get to every other problem that they say. And it's these same statistics over and over again. They're always false. They're never backed up. And then once they get proven false, because they know they're false. It's not like they don't know they're false. They know they're false. And then once they get proven false, they immediately shift the goalposts and say, well, that the reason that statistic is false is because of this. I was like, what?
Fuck off of that.
The biggest problem with the rape statistics is that they'll take like the CDC.
What was it you said?
I'm sorry, guys. I was laughing at that article that Glebs posted in the chat with the compulsive liar. My God, what a fucking whale! Seriously.
You were saying, Lee. Continue. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. They'll point to the CDC statistic, which comes out to they'll say one in 4 women are sexually assaulted, and if you look at the CDC.
Fucking ham-beast.
Sorry.
I said, what a fucking ham-beast.
Yeah. Well, that's took from a survey, 18,000 people, half and half men and women. And they've like one sample size. So then they'll take that statistic, which is 1 in 4, and spread it around. But it doesn't apply. It doesn't apply to actual rape statistics. But you can look at it for yourself. With the UN did one, and I think the FBI and another American agency, and it came out to 26.6 per 100,000. And then you look at RAIN, and there's another group, and they've said 59% are unreported, 75% are unreported. So you can take those two statistics, apply it to the 26.6, and you'll get no more than 100 per 100,000. Statistics.
Yeah, I mean, if you think
and that's using their numbers. I mean, the definite ones that are reported, these are just reported, is 26.6. And then you apply their statistics, which is unreported rapes of 59 to 75%, and you still get no more than 100,000, which is 1 in 1,000. There's the actual rape statistics. That's it.
1 in 1,000. 1 in 1,000. What is that? That's 0.1%. That's nowhere near. There's nowhere near the 1 in 5 or 1 in 4, which is 20 to 25%. That's incredibly exaggerated.
That's using their numbers as well. I mean, RAIN's is 59% go unreported, so you apply that to the 26.6 that are reported. There's your number. It's not 1 in 4. 1 in 4 is taken from one sample size of 18,000 people.
Yeah. Well, and then not to mention that when they use those small sample sizes, when it I can't remember which one did the statistics for this, but they had the statistics for rape of the people who had been raped or sexually assaulted, and they include all of these things.
Base mom.
Yeah, I saw this actually.
Hold on. They include all these things for the women category, including asked to do something you didn't want to, all that kind of stuff. But for the men, they don't include made to penetrate.
Yeah.
They don't include it. It's unincluded.
In UK law,
I do remember,
a woman can't rape a man.
I do remember Base Mom, Christina House Summers discussing that very same topic on one of her feminist how should I say this, the factual feminist videos.
Feminist, yeah.
I do remember she was discussing that very same and it was basically exaggerated.
Yep.
It was basically exaggerated.
Let me get somewhere I can.
Just to finish off my thoughts,
go for it.
The problem with the media is that they'll pick up like that CDC one, a sample size of 18,000 out of 500 million in the US, which would be 250 million women. And they'll run with that and then apply it to the entire country. And you could take another study, and you could get 0% of people reporting rapes. That's possible. So it's just a manipulation of statistics, and the media are fuckers for it.
I did see an article for the Bureau of Justice Statistics that has reported that since the 1990s, the amount of rapes in general have gone down by 50%.
Yep.
That's from 1990 to about 2010.
The study goes back further. It goes from, I think it's the 70s, present day.
Really?
And you see the decline. It's like...
Yeah. There's a decrease, but it's not enough, because it's never enough. And one of the things that people always say, and I completely agree with, is that yes, any number of rapes is too high. Any number is too high. I agree. But exaggerating the statistic does not help the problem. It does not help the problem. We're not saying we want you to use the real statistic so we can dismiss it and say, oh, that's not important. We don't want you to use the lower statistic, so that way we could say, oh, well, look, it's such a minuscule number, it's not a problem. What we're trying to say is use the lower statistics so you don't cause paranoia. You're not like scaremongering everyone into thinking there's this big giant culture going on where women are being raped every day. It's this big fancy thing that people don't know. Anyways, we should probably finish this trailer here. Yada yada yada. So far, everything that's happened, men are oppressing her. She's being held down by the evil patriarchy of men doing bad things to her because nothing bad ever happens to men, etc.
I can't even tell what's real anymore. Oh my god.
Essentially, without disclosure, quiet, silent, vanishing into the bottom, deliberately made to disintegrate, difficult existence underestimated.
Wow.
Well, I must make a point of missing that.
Yeah, me too. You see?
I'm gonna watch this so I can criticize the hell out of it. I think.
Did you see the quotes?
What the fuck have I just watched?
Well, I couldn't tell because I was watching on the little tiny screen I have. I couldn't tell. Did they show the scene where she's putting on like the pants with basically the strap on? Or because that might be in like the Red Band trailer. I don't know if they're having one of those.
There's a Red Band trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, one of the scenes is she's like part of her costume is she puts on basically a fake dick.
Wow.
Because you have no power unless you're a man. Everybody knows that.
Fuck off.
Classic Freudian penis envy.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? She was to be a dead girl.
Dead girl.
Still the quote saying, amazing film, and like,
So a
what is
trap,
it?
like
Dark. I like, I always hope that one of these quotes are like taken out of context. I want to go find it, and it's like it says this movie's dark. It's also shit, and like, but they said this movie is dark. It's like, oh, mysterious. It's also a shit movie. But yeah, no, it's. I guess I don't know if it's already out or maybe just critics have already seen it, but it's got a 5.5 on IMDb, and usually like movies that are portrayed at film festivals like this get good ratings because everybody knows how great film festival movies are. But so.
They're pretentious.
Yeah. So this was completely like ignored. I mean, or like it just didn't do as well as people were probably hoping it was. I'm interested in looking at the comments of the movie. Let's see. Oh, this is a funny comment. Let me guess. She starts talking about the wage gap, and the guy she was with turned around and wrung her neck. Now she's completely retarded from being deprived of oxygen, and randomly goes off in the woods to pretend to be a spaceman.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
What did he get on Metacritic?
Metacritic. Let's see.
Who's that Christian? Which Christian? Oh, the actor. He did a film and it got slated, Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic. What was his name?
There's no scores on Metacritic yet. There's IMDb had it at a 5.5.
What was that? What was that Christian? I hope it goes like that Christian guys.
What was it?
Come on, Brett, help me out.
Oh, was it the one where he's like being chased and hunted down by the government because everybody's an atheist or something?
No. He's on a fucking airplane. What's his name?
I'm gonna say this right now. That movie it's a total abortion.
Oh. That's awesome. That's perfect. That description.
Bale? Was that the movie?
Oh, he was a fan.
No.
That was a fan. Oh wait, the fan you were talking about? Was that the fan? I don't know. I moved off the movie. That probably was it. Let's see. What are the movies doing the worst right now? Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Gee, I wonder why.
Oh God, no.
Also,
maybe
Entourage.
because it's a sequel of one of the worst, the shittiest comedy movies I've ever seen.
I wonder if Entourage is doing so bad because it's sexist or something.
I'm gonna be honest here.
Yeah,
Kevin James should have retired from movie making.
Kevin James?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's not exactly a funny guy.
He was okay on his TV show. I thought his TV show was pretty funny, but that's it. That's where I draw the line with him.
I mean,
how did Age of Ultron do worse than Furious 7?
Because everybody wants to. Everybody gave it a good review because it was Paul Walker's last movie before he died. It's a sentimental thing.
That's fucking dumb. That's stupid.
Dude,
I actually watched Fury 7 for the cars, but basically that was about it.
There was like 2 cars in the whole movie. It wasn't even a car movie.
It was basically a movie about plane chicken. A bunch of people driving souped up Japanese tuner cars and muscle cars and. And Jason said it with you. So it was basically like this.
Armored vehicles too. Don't forget about those.
Well, I guess the whole point is like they're essentially taking like what is it? What's the one with like it's got Stallone and a bunch of those other like action.
The Expendables.
They're taking they're going Expendables route apparently. That's what I heard. Like Furious 8 is what the next one's called. Furious 8 as well.
They're going with the sequel.
I really wish they would have stopped after Furious 7. Really.
They're leaving off the Fast apparently and moving it to Furious.
What?
That is fucking stupid. Really.
Anyways, we're getting into
off topic.
Culture.
Off topic. Where are the Cowboys? Somebody get the cowboy hat. Anybody got a cowboy hat? Get the Cowboys in there.
I used to have one, but I don't know what happened to it. Oh wait, I never wore it. That's why.
Kirk Cameron was the guy I was thinking of earlier.
Fred's actually gonna watch the whole movie for Felt.
Yeah. I can't really hate it if I wonder what it's about, for sure.
I suggest you look on the Pirate Bay.
I'm gonna look there because I look for the Pirate Bay and I can never find it for some reason. I don't know what it is. I need to actually just go directly searching for it.
Let me link it to the chat.
I have it actually. I don't know. I'm so used to like searching like movie and then TPB and it would show up all the time. No, it doesn't do that anymore. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Harry's right.
You guys are pretty much. If you're gonna pay for a movie that came out, like,
obviously, I'm not gonna fucking pay to watch it.
Harry, the first Fast and Furious movie came out in 2000. Holy crap, that movie's old, man.
Let's see. I'm trying to look for. Let's see. Can we get any more fat shaming, rape apologizing, manspreading stuff going on? I don't know. I gotta think of how to be more sexist in this thing. We're not being sexist enough, guys.
Okay, guys, favorite band, the Marxist Brothers. Go check them out.
The Marxist
They have
Brothers.
a song called "Women's Lib." That's as horrible as it gets.
Women's. The Pirate Bay. Okay. There's got to be stuff in the group going on. This is supposed to be kind of like an update about what's been happening throughout the group all week. We talked about the polyam stuff. We talked, Unfortunately, this week has been characterized by a bunch of bullshit that's not part of this group, that shouldn't be part of this group. But you know what? We could talk about. Let's talk about the SJW who came in. Who brought that guy in again?
I wanted to.
Who was his name?
I think Nick brought him in, right?
Nick Dewitt?
No, well, Nick. He was in the. He tried to join earlier, but his mic didn't work. Let's see if I find any of his posts. I'm looking for some of his posts. Unless they got deleted. They might have got deleted. He was being kind of off topic. He was being really off topic. He was just trying to kind of bait us. That's what he was doing. I'll wait for when Red comes back. Oh, yeah, Red. Hey, Red. Did you that we had that SJW guy in our group? Did you remove his post when you removed all the Caitlyn Jenner stuff?
His post probably is still there. Let me
find it. I rarely delete posts. Just if someone gets kicked for posting off topic, I leave what they've written behind.
Oh, okay, yeah, because that guy's been, I know he's been super off topic lately. I think he's just been trying to bait us for the fun of it.
You know what? You know what's weird? The only SJW that I actually remember in that group is that Randy St. Louis guy.
Oh man, I missed Randy. He was awesome.
He wasn't an SJW. I followed him to he had a troll group. He had two actually. He was in the arena group. He was, I think, yeah, and then he was in this other troll group, and they went around following people.
So he's a troll.
No, he was a troll.
Yeah,
hey, off-topic Cowboys in the room. None of that.
Come on. Yes. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay.
Wow.
That was really. Oh man.
He was talking about.
I still think that guy was legit.
Oh yeah, you did kick him, Jordan Taylor. Okay, you did kick him. All right. He doesn't get a special patch just because he was an SJW. He posted 4 off-topic things in a row. That's true. He did. What a fucking asshole.
I thought it was about 5. I think he got warned on the 3rd one, reminded that he's been an arse on the 4th, and then he posted again. So I thought,
like, yeah, it's like, yeah, and you know what? He's probably if he's a troll, funny, good for him. If he actually is an SJW, he's gonna go back to whatever cave he came from in the first place.
Cave.
Yeah, Facebook cave. He's gonna go back to him. He's gonna go back to him, and he's gonna be like, look, I got kicked for showing them factual information. Like, look at me, I'm so special. I got kicked for showing them something. And it's like, no, you got kicked because we have literally one rule and you broke it multiple times. You fucking.
The fuck?
Yeah, like commenting on the other post was fine, but he kept,
do you guys want to discuss about how Jezebel just named Miss Piggy a feminist or kind of some shit?
It's literally because she is a vagina. That's what that comes down to.
Nah, that makes sense because she constantly abuses Kermit and then yells all of the time. That would make sense why she's a feminist.
Yeah, that's it. I would agree with that. Fat pig spousal abuser, and
I can understand.
I just had to point out that wasn't a fedora, by the way. It's actually Australian, Oodie.
Isn't it a Stetson or some shit? Like, what the fuck, guys? Get your fucking hats right, goddamn.
Looks like a
man. Australian.
Looks like a looks like a trilby.
Black man.
It's fallen a
Boy.
made of rabbit pelt usually, and it was made famous by Crocodile Dundee.
Oi, mate. You covered a knife, eh?
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Yeah. It's not a knife.
Shrimp on the bob, eh?
Guys, we're getting into cultural appropriation territory here. Let's be careful.
Trigger warning.
Oh, guys. Speaking of cultural appropriation, fucking Saki piece it right there. The Saki fucking set. Isn't that the worst of it? Japanese are triggered everywhere now.
Oh my goodness. This is
About this Jordan Taylor guy, the best thing about the best in quotes is how he just went in with his first post. Bring me your ignorant and uneducated. I will do what I can to enlighten you all.
Enlighten.
This is the first thing he posted.
Oh my goodness.
That was what, 600 common thread as well. I just ignored it. I just left him to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, his arguments were ridiculous, and you guys, like, you started out fine, and then of course it grew into something because he couldn't make a reasonable argument. So of course he started fucking going off, and everybody started going off, and there's where I don't think I actually ever mentioned where I am. I'm not really like left libertarian, is what a lot of people say. I'm more of I constantly change based solely off of if I can withdraw emotion from the equation, that's where I play. That's where I play. And the problem is in that post, he brought emotion into the equation so much, and then unfortunately, as a response, people would bring emotion back towards him. Like, what about this and these people's feelings? And it's like, no, okay, hold on. Never debate emotion with emotion, because you'll never win. You'll never win. It'll just be a fucking, jerk back and forth contest, like who can shoot their load farther with the two of you. That's all it's going to be.
Bigger dick contest.
Yeah, well, it's who can feel more, who's more compassionate than the other person, and that's a stupid contest to play. It's who can think more logically and rationally than the other person is the real contest, in my opinion. Other people have their own opinion about whether or not that logic should play more of a bigger role, or if we should consider the compassionate needs of other people, which I think we should, but at the same time, it's
Well, look, considering the compassionate needs of others is what I do. I'm a palliative care nurse, and there's not a lot of room for logic and all of that sort of thing in it. You simply get on with what you're doing. You relieve their pain and you listen to their problems and all of that.
Yeah.
I would find it hard to imagine these delicate snowflakes from Polyamory and Atheism Plus doing what I do. They wouldn't be able to take I doubt they would have the compassion for others, and they wouldn't be able to take the harsh reality of somebody dying horribly.
So what exactly do you do? Can you kind of go over?
I'm a palliative care nurse. I visit people during the day, help the families turn them over in bed, assist them with their dying, relieve their pain, make sure all of that's going. So basically, I work constantly with the dying, and
wow, man, that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing. I mean, it's something that you really do need compassion for.
Yeah.
And yet, I find myself staunchly anti-SJW. I wouldn't think they'd be up to this sort of thing. Their idea of compassion is to
hug boss.
Yeah. It's their idea of compassion is to mustn't ever upset anybody, mustn't ever offend anybody, and of course in the process of that they're upsetting and offending everybody else.
I would imagine
I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I know where you're coming. I know where you're coming from. Like, my mom is a caretaker, and she's currently taking care of an old man who has cancer. and it's devastating. You know, whenever one of the people she takes care of dies, well, this is what she told me. You can't get attached to those people to an extent.
We're taught that we shouldn't get attached to those people, but we do. But the thing is too, part of the compassion is that once they've died, it's not really a sad thing. There are worse things than being dead. It's the process of dying that you try to get them through.
And I think you're completely right that SJWs.
If there was one person who I remember the most, she was around. She had like 80-something years old. She suffered like 3 strokes, but her brain was still working 100%. She would tell us all these stories, and personally, I used to visit her like every day from with my mom. Just when I was going to pick her up, and we used to talk for a bit. And when she got the news that that the old lady died, it devastated her. She was basically crying. She came to my room and told me about it, and well, it's not an easy job. As a matter of fact, it's not an easy job, and I'm gonna be honest here. I have to commend you on taking care of treating them with dignity, treating the dying with dignity, and I ain't got nothing much to say, mate. So keep on doing what you're doing.
The thing is, I mean, the SJWs would have it that we're absolutely bereft of compassion, where that's demonstrably not true. We just, at least in my case, I find compassion to be something different than they would define it.
Well, they're so narcissistic that odds are, if they were in that position, they would make it a lot about them. Like, I need to take my break now because this is really, really getting stressful for me. And, I understand she has problems, but I have problems too. I've got a lot of things going on. And they would, not only that, but if a lot of them, are going to be elderly. People who are elderly, if they want to tell you stories or they want to say things, sometimes the elderly, they have a little bit of older worldviews. So you might be exposed to something that to you is racist or sexist. Get over it. It's just,
absolutely.
If they wouldn't be able to handle it. They wouldn't. They'd be so fucking
I started off looking after World War II veterans, and the things that they would say about the Japanese, the Italians, the Germans would blow the minds of the SJWs. But you sat there and you nodded and smiled, and you didn't necessarily agree, but they were from a different time, a different place, and it didn't make them worse people. And all that.
Yeah, well, the SJWs would basically, they'd say they'd run out of spoons, wouldn't they?
That's right. Yeah. I don't have the spoons to cop with this anti-German.
I think Dom nailed it there. They'll just make it about themselves.
Yes.
Aw, cute puppy.
I guess we're not. I guess we're not the only ones with a dog here. This is a half Pekingese breed. Her name is Tuki. She doesn't have a tail, but she's a Chihuahua half Pekingese breed.
So she's not able-bodied. She doesn't have she's not ably privileged.
She doesn't have a tail. No, she doesn't have a tail. So.
Got it.
Ableist shit, Lord.
Yeah.
All right, Lee, you were saying. Sorry, Lee. Go for it, Lee. You were saying something.
You pretty much nailed it. If they did do that job, they'll do it for the validation. They'll be on Facebook all day going, "Oh, feel sorry for me," even though they're not the ones dying. You know what I mean? I've got to care for this person. It's upsetting me.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. They would make it about themselves. I generally don't talk about what happens at work. I certainly wouldn't on Facebook, but they would turn it about to be about them. It was so stressful holding this man while he bled out through his mouth. That's exactly how they would go about it. Their compassion really is about themselves, about how they feel about what happened to somebody else. And I find that pretty fucking unpleasant, to tell you the truth, you know.
It's always, you know, look at how, you know, they're not politically correct because they think politically correct is the compassionate thing to do. They're politically correct because they think society thinks politically correct is what passionate things to do. So they think, look people, look at how politically correct I am. Look at me, I'm such a good person. It's like the person who goes to the news station like, hey news station, or the people like, you know, there's this video that went around a while ago, and you know, I thought it was such a nice gesture, but it didn't need to happen. Was this guy was like, he was playing a nice prank, which was he gave a winning lotto ticket. He was giving even though it wasn't actually a real lottery ticket, but he gave the ticket to this like homeless guy, and then they went up to the guy and he's like, oh, you won $10,000, you know, like the ticket, and it was a prank, but he was really just trying to give away $10,000. And you know, yes, that's great, it's congratulations, but you didn't need to fucking advertise it. That was not necessary. No. You know why you did that? You did that because you want attention and you want likes.
I have to agree with Jesus there, because Jesus said, never publicize your charity.
They could have just given the guy $10,000.
That would have been less dramatic.
You know, for as much as I don't necessarily like Christianity, Jesus was a cool guy.
I don't think he made a very good Christian.
No.
My view of Christianity is, I know that a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but a lot of good can be taken from it.
Oh, of course, no, I agree with that.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know, I find with, like, I'll give an example. My friend is a feminist, and she's also an atheist.
Yeah.
That's a volatile concoction right there, because she's so bigoted. I mean, no offense to the atheists here, but she makes, like...
It's what happens when the Atheism Plus breaks off.
Something that we did agree, though, that there are asshole atheists, and they're bad. Once again, not to offend anyone here, because you're all cool people. But, holy shit, though.
Same to you. No, it's just probably one of those Faitheists.
Yeah, don't forget.
You know what's weird?
There are some.
You know what's weird? Personally, I'm actually not an atheist.
It's Christians or whatever, but I mean.
Jesus is actually a bit of a bigot. In Matthew, I think 20-something, he says to his disciples, he sends them out to heal the sick and do what he does, granted them miracles basically. And he says, "Oh, but don't go out to the Gentiles. Don't treat them. And Samaritans, don't treat them." And there's a parable. No, it's not a parable. Sorry, he's talking to a Gentile woman who comes and says, "Heal my daughter," and he goes, "No, you know, I don't throw scraps to the dogs." And she kind of blazes him out, and then he changes his mind. But yeah, he's a complete bigot. Jesus, yeah. Go read it.
Didn't know that much.
Yeah,
wow, man. What a bigot.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of it. It's the early Jesus was basically all Jewish. He was about looking after Jews and not Gentiles at all.
Yeah, he says I'm here to what was it? I've come for the lost sheep of Israel. That's what he said. Yeah.
But come to bring peace, but a sword.
Other Jews. He doesn't mean love the Gentiles. He doesn't mean love the Samaritans or the.
That's right.
Well, I think the thing I take, one of the things that I've read that I really liked was that, you don't take religious texts for what they say, because not that I'm saying religious people do. The biggest problem is that there's the big gap is you got the religious fundamentalists who take the text word for word, this is what it fucking means, and then you've got the atheists who say just, any part of the message is wrong, it's all bad, it's like total shit, right?
That's my problem with it.
But my thing is really just I don't necessarily I don't agree with a lot of the teachings, but there are certain things, certain parables, and certain things you can take out of it. One of the things I take out from that, what I would take from it, and it's all down to what you take from it, what you draw from it. What it says and what you draw from it are two separate things. What I draw from it personally, at least in that case, what I would draw from that is, my family comes first. I wouldn't, in that case, the Jewish people were his quote-unquote family. And for me, I'm going to take care of my family before I take care of you. And now, completely rejecting taking care of them, no, I wouldn't do that. But in my opinion, it would be, in that case, what I would take that story would be, my family comes first. I need to worry about my family. If everybody was just to worry about their family, then everybody would be in a better consistent state. If you were to worry about your own family and work in your environment and then go out and help other people, you're at a more consistent stasis of a level. And then of course there's
That runs contrary to the entire message, though, the big message that he's here for everybody, you know.
That's true. Well, because the message that Christians present is not what the actual thing says, or not necessarily what other people say, right? The big problem with Christianity is so many different sects that nobody agrees with each other anymore, and so everybody says, well, it says this or it says that. The biggest problem with religion is not what the religion itself says; it's rather the religion as essentially an entity. Religion becomes a physical entity, and that's where it becomes a problem. When you have a physical church telling people you need to do this because it's part of the religion, that's the problem with it. It's more of a thing of spirituality, and that's I don't believe in any of that, but I don't see anything wrong with it if you have a level of spirituality. I just don't like the fact that people why would you want somebody else telling you how to interpret your own spirituality? That, to me, the whole point of being a religious person is having your own sense of understanding about certain things. It's not to be a sheep. Well, I guess the shepherd. So I guess it is to be a sheep in some instances. In that case, but it's not to just follow someone on this earth. The goal is to follow someone in the next plane, the sort of otherly world. And people don't do that. People instead just say, "Well, I'm going to accept what my pastor says. My pastor is the smartest person on this goddamn planet. I love my pastor." And it's not an individual search anymore. It becomes, we need to do what the hive mind tells us to do because the hive mind is always right.
Listen and believe. That's what
John,
like
if I may
religion too.
interject for a minute. Guys, if I may interject. Alright, this is a true story, but the thing is, there's also the hardcore fanaticism, the proselytism when it comes to religion. At least in here, the most fanatical Christians are the Pentecostals. The people who start speaking in tongues and anyway, personally, I was born and raised a Catholic. I still am to an extent, but although I do keep it to myself. Anyway, one of these people was saying that all Catholics worship the devil.
Okay.
Like, really? She was saying that we were members of the fucking Antichrist and we weren't worth shit. Like, seriously, I haven't talked crap about your religion, but yeah, you're talking smack about mine. Like, damn. Talk about being a dipshit. Honestly.
Taking it a little bit back towards the anti-SJW side, I'm reading it on the comments here on the side. Yeah, the apologetics for Islam. You're right. It's insane how much even some of the Atheism Plus kind of people, they have this level of like being offensive towards the Islamic. That's a big deal. But it's which is weird because they're supposed to be skeptical of all religions, and yet they have this kind of specific interest in really only just hatred towards one because it's the oppressed and the oppressors kind of situation, which is what always.
It's ironic. It's ironic that atheism is now becoming sort of a religion, and that's not supposed to be the case.
No,
it's ironic.
No, it hasn't.
No.
It's a little right.
What were we saying, right?
All right then.
I'm saying atheism isn't a religion.
No,
the
it's
absence of.
Well,
Atheism Plus is what you're referring to, which is kind of close to the Faitheisim thing that Glebs was talking about.
Yeah.
It's the fanaticism of the extreme. It's not atheism itself.
If I may...
I sincerely apologize for saying that.
Actually, atheism technically isn't the absence of religion, it's absence of belief in deities. For example, most religions have deities, but not all. Some religions, for example, some forms of Buddhism, they don't have gods. So technically, Buddhists who adhere to those variants of Buddhism are atheists, but they are religious. So I know kind of technicality, so it's not.
Yeah.
But still, and besides, some people use the words atheist and skeptic interchangeably, and as we've seen, it's entirely not the case. Especially with Faitheists, they don't believe in gods, but and they might believe in rape culture or 1 in 5 rape statistics and other stuff.
If I could, to take it back to the whole feminists and atheists thing, I mean, atheism is a natural progression for a feminist, because what you're doing is you're rejecting father figures, and the ultimate father figure is the deity. So their atheism is a bit flaky. It's built on a different premise to what most atheists would, how they reach their conclusions.
Mm-hmm. I've got to drop out, guys. I'm sorry. I'll try and get back to this later because Red just brought up something I really wanted to get into, but I will see if I can get back shortly.
Feel free to get into it on the comments on this video. I mean, you know.
Hey, I was gone. I was in a compliment on his Manspreading picture. That was pretty.
Oh. Was that the one? Which was that? I think I feel like. Was it the one on the bus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. I think we've covered a lot, and I've got a final in a couple hours. So.
Have fun with that, man.
Yeah, I know, right? That's gonna be good. So it's about time to call it. If anybody's got any closing remarks, now's the time to make them.
I mean, if you subscribe to egalitarianism and anti-feminism, you guys should totally follow my Instagram account. I figured I would plug it at the end of the video.
Post it on Instagram. Yeah, post it on post it in the comments, or post it. You can say it now too. You can post it.
All right. It's my username is Alec the Anti-Feminist. It's spelled completely. It's spelled exactly the way it sounds. I'll post a link to it.
All right, cool, man. All right, anybody else? Any last comments? Glebs, you got a YouTube channel. I think you know it's a funny, good YouTube channel. I love it.
So if anyone wants to check it out,
it's been an honor to be here with you guys, and keep up doing the good work.
Thanks, man. Craig, that video you sent me, was that from your channel?
Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a YouTuber, it's not yet. I'm still sort of working on actually breaking the barriers from text to video, but excuse me, yeah, I have done various little things.
All right, yeah.
Projects, but.
Perfect. Well, you know, guys, I really appreciate you coming in. We had a lot more people, so it was probably the same level of chaos as last time, but if you consider the percentage of gradient as, like, you know, more people and the amount of chaos that's possible versus the amount of chaos that happened, I believe that ratio decreased significantly. So next time, what I'll probably end up doing is we'll limit it. We'll have like a couple people on every week, and if you want to be on, we'll put you on we'll have like a little list or something. That way we can just make sure it stays a little bit more formatted and not so hectic. But otherwise, it was really good. A lot of good talking. Great to have all new faces, old faces. Yep, I'm an ageist. That's right.
Oi, let's do the ageism.
Dude, are you kidding me, dude? I'm turning 28 in a couple of weeks from now.
Wait, how old is everyone here anyway?
I'm the young baby.
How old are you?
18.
I'm 19.
Oh, wow.
I'm turning 28 on the 1st of July, so 27.
27.
Young
right.
snappers, a lot of you.
Yeah.
You guys are our idols. You guys are my idols.
Wait, so
Actually, Oodie's older than me, so yeah.
Oodie's the oldest.
Hey, Red.
Aye.
All right, guys. Thank you all for coming in. It was a lovely chat.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Thanks for hosting it again.
Yeah, you know what?